Greetings duelists and welcome to another video. So today we're going to talk about a very important card that has been imported into Rage of the Abyss, and that card is King Consort Ulkanix. So what is important about Ulkanix? So the importance about Ulkanix is that this card really changes the dynamic of Fire Kings. It makes it more consistent, it gives it another extender, it makes it more resilient for other plays. But yeah, like this card enables like all these cards in our arsenal just by popping any fire monster. Take note, this card can actually tutor any Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast, but obviously you are going to play it with Fire Kings. I'm not going to show you typical combos with Ulkanix. I'm not going to show you like all the possibilities of this between regular Fire Kings. I think you already saw that with other videos from other YouTubers. What I am going to do here is just explain the limits of the stuff we can do with Ulkanix. And as I did with the Mermail Atlantean video, I am going to show you an engine that will probably be good for this deck and has a possibility of making a comeback because of Ulkanix. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward it here. This is like a typical Ulkanix play that you're going to be seeing. Like, Ulkanix makes it so we don't have to rely on just Pronix anymore, and we can just like combo off like in a typical fashion. Like this is like the typical end board that you got used to with Fire Kings, but now you have Promethean Princess, you have the the other Garunix as well. This Garunix can just send Kirin, and Kirin can bring back this Garunix, and since you have two level 8s on board, Sanctuary can be used the way it's supposed to be used. So like Ulkanix just really facilitates like the win condition of Fire Kings. So now that you saw the Ulkanix play, let's see a typical hand with like if we open Pronix. What I'm about to show you is like one of the typical Pronix combos. And then we're going Pronix, we're going to pop the Oak, we're going to grab the Garunix, we're going to summon the Garunix. Now, I want you to guess, what are we popping out of our deck with Garunix? Think carefully. If you guessed Arvata, you're wrong. If you guessed Kirin, you're wrong. If you guessed Ulkanix, you're wrong. What we're going to pop with Garunix is a card that we haven't seen in Fire King builds in a while, and that card is TRI-BRIGADE Kit. Remember, Garunix can pop any Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast, and this is a beast. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use Kit's effect. Kit is going to dump the Nerval, and the Nerval is going to add us Fractal. It could be Fractal or it could be Keras. If we add Keras, this means that we have an extra extender by dumping like any other monster, like for example this Garunix. If we add Fractal, that means we have another layer of plays. We're going to use the Fractal. So what does the TRI-BRIGADE engine do for this deck? It gives us another interruption, it gives us a good level of resiliency, and you'll see in another replay another bridge that makes it possible to play the TRI-BRIGADE cards. For now, we're going to continue. We're going to summon Barren Blossom. Barren Blossom is going to special the Fractal. Fractal is going to banish 2. And with Fractal, we're going to special summon TRI-BRIGADE Bearbrum, the Rampagent Rampager. So if you're familiar with the TRI-BRIGADEs and how they function, this is pretty much the typical TRI-BRIGADE line. The main difference is we have Garunix into rotation. So we're going to continue. We're going to grab both Link monsters. We're going to make Promethean Fire Princess, and we're going to add Revolt, put back, put that Garunix, put back, and you're probably thinking, well, we're TRI-BRIGADE locked. what is the point of summoning Promethean Fire Princess? Aren't we locked into both fire and tri-types now? Into link summoning? And you're correct. That is something to take note of. But that doesn't mean we're done yet. We're going to Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess is going to summon Snake Eye Oak. Snake Eye Oak is going to special summon Bad Deponix. And remember what I said, we're going to make the best out of the cards that we opened with. But now we can use Snake Eye Oak to summon from the deck Flamberge. And then what we're going to do is grab the Deponix and grab the Fractal, because remember, we cannot link away the Flamberge. And we're just going to make the IP Masquerena. We're going to set these two cards, and we pretty much end turn here. Like, we have the typical Flamberge setup. With Flamberge, we can put back like Oak, or we can put back like Kit and just resummon her, or just resummon like Baron Blossom. But the whole point behind this play is that we have the IP Flamberge setup as always. We have the Promethean Princess in the graveyard. But more importantly, we have TRI-Brigade Revolt. And with TRI-Brigade Revolt, we can just summon like the TRI-Brigade Link monsters. And like, for example, the Shureg, and just start banishing cards from our opponent. So we have more layers of interruptions. If the Shureg leaves the field, if we have like one banished, we can just add from our deck to our hand. So again, more resiliency. But yeah, this is pretty much our end board. So, what's the whole point of TRI-Brigades? Why are we bringing up this engine? So the other reason we're bringing up TRI-Brigades is because you can do really cool 2-card combos with Ulkanix. So the first thing to note is Ulkanix can add either Kit or Fractal, because it adds any tri-type as long as it's a fire monster. So yeah. That being said, we're going to fast forward a little bit, so we're going to pop the Kit. We're going to trigger Kit and trigger Garunix. We go for these two, and now we can trigger Fractal, Nerval, and trigger Garunix again. And take note, I don't know if you noticed, we're dodging Ash Blossom by doing this play. We dodged the Ash Blossom on Kit by doing Garunix from the hand. We're dodging Ash Blossom on Nerval because of Garunix from the field. So if they don't Ash Blossom the Ulkanix itself, you pretty much just have full rotation into everything. We're going to trigger Arvata. Arvata is going to bring back the Kit. We're going to use Baron Blossom. We're going to summon Promethean Princess into Arvata, and then you can make this. And this is our end board of last time. If your opponent tries something, you can Arvata to negate and pop the Promethean Princess. Or you can use the Arvata to pop the Doolittle Chimera. Ideally, you want to pop the Promethean Princess. That way you can safely use TRI-Brigade Revolt. But yeah, this is just like showcasing you the stuff that you can do with the Ulkanix. So this is not a finalized list. This is just me talking about Fire Kings. Like, besides the TRI-Brigade, you have access to Dominus Impulse. Like, we already talked about how strong this card is in this deck. You have other really cool cards, like, for example, you can play the Triborn Assault, and this is also an extender that helps you just dodge cards. Very similar to the new Goblin card, the Breakout. Like, this card functions pretty much the same way. You have Solomon Great Charge, which can you recycle your cards. You have Rekindling, which can bring back like the Fire King monsters. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with this deck. And I'm very unsure if TRI-BRIGADE is the way to go. I just like always showing you engines and possibilities that you can do that is kind of outside the norm. But I think it's just a matter of time until like Fire Kings reign supreme again. I think Ulkanix is just a really strong addition to this archetype. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I hope you found this informative to your liking, understanding, and keep practicing and keep firing and keep dueling.